I'd like to invite our next brave speaker and colleague, Jeanne.
Have you ever felt like a victim, helpless and alone? Have you ever felt like everything would just be better if you went to sleep and you didn't wake up the next morning? I often felt like this, especially during my several years where I was homeless and on the streets. This is a story about how I went from begging for change to accepting change, to being the change. Like many of us, the choices I made as a result of the events I experienced as a child were what created my everyday existence. My childhood was anything far from perfect. The fact is, I was repeatedly raped, molested, and suffered from PTSD. However, the story I made up about what happened is what would eventually lead me to living under a bridge for nearly 10 years, begging for change. I didn't know how to process the events of my childhood, but I still fought to stay alive. How does a 4-year-old survive? How does a 9-year-old survive? She pretends. When I witnessed my father shoot himself, my mother took me to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist told my mom that I had an amazing way of pretending it never happened. I had learned how to shut my brain off. To avoid the reality, my brain was too overwhelmed to process all the trauma. So it masked everything. It lied to me, and it lied for me. My brain was in survival mode for years. I chose to pretend to be perfect at everything, mainly because I didn't want people to know how broken I really was inside. The facade eventually caught up with me. When I injured my back, I was prescribed pain pills. The pills made not only the physical pain subside, but also the emotional pain, which I had worked so hard at every day to keep at bay. The more I used pills, the more I lost. I lost my life. I lost my family, my cars, my home, my husband, and eventually my 4 sons. It's hard to believe that I could turn the maternal devotion I had for my sons into a selfish devotion for my addiction. However, the pain I had been covering up for years had become too strong for me. Soon, I was on the streets begging for change. One day, after about 10 years of being in addiction and on the streets, I received a scathing letter from my son. This son is tough as nails, but also is sensitive and has a huge heart. In the letter, he lets me know that he's tired of looking for my name in the obituaries, and he just wished it'd be over already. The letter got through. This was the moment of clarity. It was that first time in a long time I could feel deep pain. I was so used to being numb and detaching from my feelings. It was as if my head and my heart were completely separate and that my heart couldn't feel any longer. After being emotionally numb for years, the pain I experienced after reading his letter shook me alive. I got in touch with the fact that I actually had a reason to live. 4 reasons to live. My 4 sons. I had been offered help before to get off the streets and to get my life together, but I saw no point. The day I got that letter, I made a choice to finally accept the help that had been offered to me. I accepted change. If it weren't for the amazing organizations and individuals that are always ready to help those in need, I really don't know where I would be today. Yes, it was up to me to ask for and receive the support, but it was their support that led me to the life I have today. I entered treatment centers and started creating a sober lifestyle and started fighting for my sons and our relationship. Day by day and month by month, I took steps to dive into my pain, to no longer hide from it or run away from it, but through it, I found myself. I had to dig deep and face each situation that traumatized me and do the work around it. until there was no more pain. Now there's just a story. There's scars, but there's no more pain. It's just a story. Throughout all this, I couldn't stop thinking about my experience as a homeless person and the people who had reached out to help, a helping hand to me. I wanted to help others too. I envisioned a boss with mobile showers and laundry facilities for the homeless. I knew firsthand experience that more than meal or money, the one thing that I missed the most was the ability to shower daily. When we have unlimited access to showers, it's easy to forget the way it feels to be clean, fresh, and alive. The truth is, if you look good, you feel good. Dignity is in short supply when you're experiencing homelessness. I wasn't going to be the person who found a way back from homelessness. Forget about the ones that were still in pain. The bus was my vehicle to give him back what I had received. I used the same tenacity that I used to get off the alcohol and drugs to make my dreams a reality. Showering Love was born in June of 2017 with the support of family, friends, and the community. We were able to purchase and refurbish a 40-foot city transit bus to include showers. The sole purpose of Showering Love is to restore dignity, love, and hope to those who feel forgotten. Much more than a shower on the bus, Showering Love is a place to obtain resources and assistance, to have a conversation, and to gain a sense of hope. I chose to fight my way back into the lives of my sons, and then fight to bring hope and dignity to others that share a similar story as I do. Not everybody wants help. Not everyone accepts it when offered. I remember I didn't accept it many times. However, if I can help even one person to see that there is a way to change their story, then I know I am being the change I want to see in the world. With years of pursuing perfectionism to avoid remembering my childhood, what was born was addiction, homelessness, depression, and loss. Today, I know that the journey through our past can be a painful walk to take, but it's necessary. Remembering promotes appreciation, awareness, boundaries, and most of all, acceptance. Before my son's letter, I was so hardened and stubborn that I couldn't feel or think anymore. I wanted to commit suicide. Today, all I want to do is feel, and feel everything deeply. Yes, I was victimized, but I am not a victim. Yes, I felt helpless, but I am not helpless. Yes, I felt alone, but I am not alone. I am a warrior. I am a champion. Sometimes you have to beg for change. Sometimes you get to accept change, and other times it's your turn to be the change. From homelessness to CEO, I am Jeanne Lewis-Albaugh. This is my brave. I think my son is in the audience. Would my son please stand up?